Hello, and welcome to the 2021 Writers' Trust Awards. I'm honored to host this year's ceremony from the beautiful New Westminster Public Library, Queensborough branch, on the unceded, occupied, ancestral, and traditional lands of the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh nations. The Writers' Trust of Canada is based in Toronto on land that is part of the Dish with One Spoon territory, named for a treaty between the Anishinaabe, the Haudenosaunee, and the Mississaugas of the New Credit. We extend our gratitude to the past, present, and future elders and teachers who carry the knowledge of the land. Today, we discover together the winners of 6 Writers' Trust Awards that celebrate literary excellence and reward dedication to the craft of writing. Let's jump right in with the Hilary Weston's Trust Prize for Nonfiction. I was grateful to be nominated for this prize in 2012 for The Measure of a Man, and will always remember the nomination as a career highlight. The jurors this year are Kevin Chong, Therese Marie Mayotte, and Adam Schultz. And this year's finalists are Nishka by Jordan Abel, On Foot to Canterbury by Ken Haig, Permanent Astonishment by Thompson Highway, Piagao by Darrell J. McLeod, Disorientation by Ian Williams. To announce this year's winner, I am delighted to introduce to you a great reader and supporter of the arts, the Honorable Hilary M. Weston.
Thank you, JJ. Today marks the 11th time I have had the pleasure of announcing the winner of this prize. It remains an honor to celebrate the work of Canada's finest writers of true stories, and to help their exemplary works find readers at home and abroad. Together with the Weston Family Foundation, I send heartfelt congratulations to this year's finalists: Jordan Abel, Ken Haig, Thompson Highway, Darrell J. McLeod, and Ian Williams. And now the winner of the 2021 Hilary Weston Writers' Trust Prize for Nonfiction is Permanent Astonishment by Thompson Highway, published by Doubleday Canada. Congratulations, Thompson.
Hello, my name is Thompson Highway, and I'm here to thank you and the powers that be for giving me this wonderful prize, the Hilary Weston Prize. All these years, I thought writers were the most intelligent people on earth. It turns out that after having worked with Martha Kanya Forstner, that editors are the most intelligent people on earth. She was brilliant. So I thank her first for this wonderful prize. I thank Jackie Kaiser, my agent, for putting me on the road. And of course, I thank Ms. Hilary Weston for her incredible generosity and her incredible kindness, and for her continuing to encourage Native Canadian literature, and writers, Canadian writers in general. Thank you so very much.
The Writers' Trust Awards every year recognizes Canadian writers for their literary brilliance and dedication to the craft. The next 4 awards are given to reward career achievement, to celebrate solid track records, to encourage artistic growth, and to identify future potential. The Writers' Trust Engel Finley Award is given to a writer in mid-career who writes predominantly in fiction. It comes with a prize of $25,000, a powerful peer endorsement of the author's craft and courage. This prize is supported by the Writers' Trust Prize Fund and Timothy Findley Estate. On behalf of the Writers' Trust, thank you for this year's jurors, David Robertson, Kerry Sakamoto, and Russell Wangerski. And now it's my honor to reveal this year's winner, Cherie Demeline. Cherie Demeline is a fearless and transformative storyteller who has continuously challenged herself as much as she has challenged readers. Her devotion to craft and character manifests prose both rich and earthy that transcends genre and threads together Indigenous heritage with historical and contemporary realities. She speaks and writes of story as a pathway forward and as a key to our collective survival. It is story that flows powerfully through the veins of her work in a voice that is relevant, resonant, and urgent. Demeline continues to forge a fresh pathway into the landscape of Canadian literature.
Wow, to be recognized by your peers, by people you respect, producing the work that you love is a remarkable feeling. All my love and gratitude to the many communities who inspire, inform, and hold my stories, and to my own, to the Georgian Bay Métis community who inspires, caretakes, and holds my heart. Enormous thanks to the incredible jury, and to the Writers' Trust and all of the people who support the incredible work that they do. Thank you. I am honored and completely blown away. And my friend Sheila Rogers once famously asked Timothy Finley why he wrote, and he of course answered, against despair. And today, now, I would add to that, against despair and toward joy. Thank you.
Rewarding authors for career achievement is a Writers' Trust specialty. The Latner Writers' Trust Poetry Prize is given each year to a poet who has hit their stride and consistently contributes to the canon of Canadian poetry. The $25,000 prize is sponsored by the Albert and Temi Latner Family Foundation. The jurors this year are Shane Book and Jillian C. And this year's winning poet is Wayman Chan. Wayman Chan's urgent, unflinching, and redemptive poems span generations and geographies from Calgary to China. Finding its subjects in family history, ghosts, cultural tension, and languages, Chan's writing bursts with lyricism, wonder, and quiet ache. His poems are concerned with notions of longing and belonging. In Chan, we find a remarkable voice in Canadian poetry, necessary and distinct, with the capacity to encompass grief and trauma while still finding moments of play and miracle.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much. This is a wonderful honor and very unexpected to have received the Latner Poetry Prize for a poet in mid-career after 5 books of poetry. And yes, the huge sales that come with poetry. This is just such an honor. And thank you to everyone at the Latner Foundation, an incredible surprise. And also, I'd just love to just spend a few moments to thank my family, my wife, June, and my daughters, Janine and Stephanie, the writing community in Calgary. Everybody there, my lifelong friends, Lana Skog, Jim Sangster, my longtime friends, Sarah Murphy, Roberta Reese, Sharon Batala, Julie Sedevi, Cecilia and John Fry, Stuart Mackay and Matt Smith, the people at Filling Station Literary Magazine in Calgary, including Kyle, Mark, Ethan, Amy, and everybody else there. And so again, my greatest appreciation. And yes, poetry lives. Thank you very much.
The Writers' Trust was founded in 1976 by 5 prominent writers: Margaret Atwood, Pierre Burton, Graham Gibson, Margaret Lawrence, and David Young. Maybe you've heard of them. To advance, nurture, and celebrate Canadian writers. They wanted to make Canada the best country in the world in which to be a writer. The Matt Cohen Award continues that mission by celebrating a Canadian writer who lives and breathes the writing life, one who has devoted their life completely to writing, which has always been a risky business. This $25,000 award is given for a lifetime of achievement and literary excellence. Sponsored by Lorraine Gray, the Matt Cohen Award winner was selected by a committee of Patsy Aldana, Wayne Grady, and Olive Sr. congratulations to the winner of the Matt Cohen Award, Frances Itani. Frances Itani was a nurse for 8 years before she took a writing course from W.O. Mitchell. Since then, she has published 18 books. From her first collection of poems, No Other Lodgings, published in 1978, to her most recent novel, The Company We Keep. Along the way, she has received numerous accolades for her contributions to literature in this country. Itani's books return often to two themes: loss and grief. Time after time, Itani tells an intimate, universal, and poignant story. Her sculpted prose, quietly breathtaking, leaves us haunted and yearning for more.
I thank the Writers' Trust of Canada for this great honor. It is quite wonderful to have my work, and I've been writing for 49 years, some years rockier than others. It is quite wonderful to have this work recognized by my peers and by my country. I've always felt privileged to be a writer and to be able to earn my living doing what I love to do, carrying on the tradition of storytelling that came so naturally to my mum's family in particular, rooted perhaps in our Irish ancestry. Always, I have tried to bear witness and to seek the underlying truth of our lives individually and collectively. I have not walked alone these years. There have been many by my side. My family, Sam, Russell, Campbell, Tate, and Francis Michiko, Aileen, and Paul. My first writing teacher and dear friend, W.O. Mitchell, believed in me and in my work. Myrna Mitchell, Rudy Weeb, Fred Cogswell, Bob Weaver of CBC broadcast many of my early stories and poems. Jean Bartels, also of CBC, directed my first long radio play back in the 70s when I was first beginning to write. CBC pretty much supported me in those early days. My personal friends across country and the friends who were and are in the business gave me strength through that long apprenticeship. Thank my long-standing publisher, Collins, Phyllis Bruce, who is now with Simon & Schuster, Jennifer Lambert, my current editor, my agent, Jackie Kaiser. All of these people have been and still are at my side. And of course, the many editors of the small magazines and literary journals who published my work along the way, starting with Queen's Quarterly, who published my short story Grandmother, one of the first stories I wrote. But the apprenticeship never stops. I am always learning and digging and researching, and I'm halfway through my next novel now. Finally, my husband Ted, who died so tragically earlier this year, was at my side from the beginning, through thick and thin, for 53 years. If he were here now, he would be celebrating with me and popping the cork of the champagne. Thank you, thank you. I feel honored, I feel blessed.
The next Career Achievement Award is the Vicki Metcalf Award for Literature for Young People, which rewards writers whose body of work has instilled a love of literature in our young ones, helping to create the next generation of lifelong readers. This $25,000 prize is made possible by the Metcalf Foundation. On behalf of the Writers' Trust, thank you to this year's jurors: Hadley Dyer, Martha Jocelyn, and Mahtab Narsimam. And the winner is Linda Bailey. Warm, humorous, and fun are the best words to describe the works of Linda Bailey. Over a career that has spanned 3 decades, Bailey's highly imaginative, propulsive plots send characters, 2-, 4-, and 6-legged, on journeys across uncharted territory or time, driven by burning questions or a yearning to escape the ordinary. Infused with cheek, tenderness, and above all joy, Bailey's books celebrate adventurous spirits and the simple pleasures of a thumping good tale.
Hello, I'm Linda Bailey, and I'm going to use the word dazzled here, which is how I felt when I learned I had won the Vicki Metcalf Award. And that's because I knew who had won previously. These were Canadian writers who have been my heroes over the years. They are, the list is virtually a pantheon of Canadian children's literature. So these are writers who, in some cases, I read their books to my children, and more recently, they are writers whose books I read to myself. And I read them sometimes more than once to learn and to hone my craft. So without them ever knowing, I guess you could say they were sort of my mentors as well. So yes, I am now thoroughly dazzled to find myself in their company. It's an extremely heady feeling. And for this wonderful feeling and this wonderful recognition, I would like to thank the Vicki Metcalf Foundation and also the Writers Trust and this year's jury, as well as a couple of individuals. One is my wise and ever encouraging agent, Hilary McMahon, and the other is simply the best editor a children's writer could ever have in the whole wide world, Tara Walker at Time Books. I am very grateful. Thank you.
Our final prize is the $60,000 Atwood Gibson Writers Trust Fiction Prize, which continues a 25-year tradition of rewarding the best novel or collection of short stories published in Canada each year. It is funded by the businessman and philanthropist Jim Balsillie. The jurors for this year's prizes are Rebecca Fishaha, Michelle Good, and Stephen Price. This year's finalists are Everyone Knows Your Mother is a Witch by Rivka Galchin. We Want What We Want by Alex O'Lean. Fight Night by Miriam Taves. August into Winter by Guy Vanderegg. And The Strangers by Katharina Vermette. And now, to announce the winner, it is my honor to introduce Margaret Atwood.
Thank you, JJ. Greetings to everyone joining us from wherever or whenever you are watching. Graham would be delighted by the establishment of this award. No one knew better than he did what a chancy thing it is to be a writer. As co-founders of the Writers Trust 45 years ago, we wanted to make Canada the best country in the world to be a writer. Thanks to generous support from sponsor Jim Balsillie, the $60,000 prize continues that mission. Congratulations again to the finalists: Rivka Galchin, Alex O'Lean, Miriam Taves, Guy Vanderegg, and Katharina Vermette. I've read each and every one of these wonderful books, and so should you. There's lots of variety. And now, the winner of the Atwood Gibson Writers Trust Fiction Prize is The Strangers by Katharina Vermette, published by Hamish Hamilton, Canada. Congratulations, Katharina.
Hello, and thank you for this. I am truly honored by this award. I, of course, want to thank the Writers Trust and all the hard work that everyone there does. The juries, I have been on juries. I know it's very thankless work, so I want to always make sure to say thank you to all of you and those hours of reading. Also to the donors who make contributions to this industry that are absolutely indispensable. Well, thank you. I have to, of course, thank my own people, not only my community and my family, but also the people that make things possible, my agent, Marilyn, my editor, Nicole, and everyone at Penguin Random House. It's been a delight to work with all of you. This was a book about family, so of course my number one thank you goes to my family, not only those people I have come from, but also those people I have brought into my family in this lifetime. I'm honored to be a part of this community and this family and come from really kick-ass people and have got to mother some really kick-ass people and be auntie to some pretty kick-ass people. So I really like to be in that place. Thank all of you. Merci, miigwech, merci. Thank you. Be well.
Congratulations again to all the winners. We are grateful for your work, humbled by your talent, and eager to read your next books. This year's Writers' Trust Awards ceremony is made possible by numerous corporate, foundation, and individual sponsors. Media partner The Globe and Mail provides additional support, as do project partners CBC Books, Indigo, Quill and Choir, and White Pine Pictures. The project is partially funded by the Government of Canada through the Department of Heritage. Thanks also to the publishers of today's winners and the finalists who provided books in support of their authors. And thank you to everyone who took the time to tune in and celebrate great Canadian literature alongside the Writers' Trust. Happy reading.